about to chime. Turnbuckle Talk, we're here to shine. Flagship on the airwaves, leading the pack. Breaking news, reviews, we've got your back. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle Talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat. From AEW to WWE, we cover it all from A to Z. Interviews, insights, and match reviews. If it's wrestling news, we've got the clues. From the squared circle to the backstage news, we bring stories that you can't refuse. Turnbuckle Talk, the voice of the fight. Every slam, every suplex, every highlight. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. For the latest in wrestling, we bring the heat.
What is good, everybody? It has been a hot minute. I am Carl Carafel. That's right, you are hearing my voice, joined alongside Chris Best and OMD for Turnbuckle Talk, episode number 438, Unnecessary Roughness. Guys, it definitely has been a hot minute. Before we open up the video, I do have a new setup. I do have a new way that things look around here, just so that everybody is prepared and aware. But something that I want to cover quickly before we get into our actual news for today is something that is out there there it is. There's the new setup. Something that is out there in mainstream news that even caught the attention of the United States President, Donald Trump. Now, while this may not really affect anybody too much, it definitely affected fans of this place. Has nothing to do with professional wrestling, but we're talking about Cracker Barrel. So, Cracker Barrel has announced on August 26th that it is dropping its criticized new logo and returning to the old timer. I think that is a very good thing. Way too much in this world is changing. Way too much is going on. And sometimes people don't like the change. And I think that's the situation that we ran into here with Cracker Barrel, is that people just didn't like the change, even up as high to the President of the United States of America. Did this affect either one of you at all?
No, because I didn't even know this happened.
Okay.
Because when I think of Cracker Barrel, I don't think of the restaurant. I think of the Cracker Barrel cheese. So
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. 100%. That makes sense. Yeah.
But I do see where people are coming from, and I'm going to speak from personal experience, being that a hockey fan alongside OMD. When the Greyhounds changed their logo back in the late 90s, God dang, did everybody hate that logo.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Everybody hated it.
The moment, because I remember in this reading in our local newspaper, when the vote was put forward for this change, there were people that weren't even hockey fans that were going in and voting that we bring back the old Greyhounds logo.
Right. So yeah, I mean, we've kind of Bubba, who is in here, Bubba Duke, he's saying, good, forget the logo. It's been there for years. It's been the same original logo for years. I'm sure you guys are all aware, but something new that happens with StreamYard is that we can actually have the comments appear just over there on the side. And I've already clicked the button for that to happen. So everybody should be able to see that. OMD, did this affect you at all?
Not really. All I've seen is, okay, there was some sort of controversy with the logo. I've never even eaten at Cracker Barrel on my many trips into the United States.
Right.
So, no, it hasn't affected me. For me, it's just another chain restaurant that's doing what they need to do.
Totally understandable. just like them, for us as well, we're simply going to do what we need to do because it is now showtime. And hopefully this does not mess up OMD again. Sometimes the shorter clips work a lot better than the longer clips for him. So hopefully this will rectify for him. Still don't understand why this happens. And it's only seems to be to OMD, the one-man dynamic. He appears to be good to go, though, with us. OMD?
I'm here.
There we go. Thank goodness that worked.
Yes.
It happens to me too, but I know at that point I've got to clean my computer.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense then. We're going to get into some news here that as well, for some, could be controversial. I am a person that, okay, I love everybody. It's the way I was raised. That's the way I was taught. That's just the way things have been. This here for some is kind of controversial. So there is a full out trans professional wrestler named Nyla Rose. And they have just made history.
That's outside my window.
Oh, I heard that coming a mile away. Goodness gracious.
OMD is coming to us live from Bristol in Tennessee.
All right, Motor Speedway. Here we come. Oh, Nyla Rose, the first out trans pro wrestler, is holding the all women's top title in the UK for Pro Wrestling Eve. Now, Nyla Rose is a now female, I guess is the way that we can put that. Yeah. I personally have seen a lot of her work, Nyla's work, and I know that she works with the females. And I don't mean like she's wrestling the females. I mean, she works together with the females to the point where she understands that there is a difference and compensates for that. Bubba Duke is saying Miss Rose is a great pro wrestling wrestler. I'm sure is what was meant. She definitely is. She's a good worker. I've enjoyed some of the stuff that she has done. I don't think that there's anything wrong with this personally, because she is working at a level of the rest of the females. It's just very huge news right now because this really opens up for a lot of other trans professional wrestlers. She's actually following in the footsteps of other people like Charlie Morgan, Jetta, Sapphire Reed, and Piper Niven, who have won that title before. Right? Not saying that they are part of the community, but just that, you know, those are some notable names that have held that championship. And that she, right now, she's one of, we say about 3 trans professional wrestlers to hold a championship title in a major British promotion alongside Commander Sterling and Giselle Shaw. So it's not as though this is anything that is new, but it's there. It's there. Let me start, Chris Best. Let me get your thoughts on this.
This is a huge step in the LGBTQ plus community. Nyla Rose, as we all know, has been a huge champion of that since, excuse me one second here, since, since coming into the wrestling world.
Right.
She's, I'm trying to find that proper wording for it.
Pioneer.
Thank you. Yeah, she's basically a pioneer. When I first discovered her was through AEW, and when I found out that she was trans, I was like, that is so cool that she's doing this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I kind of went down that rabbit hole, and that's when I discovered Giselle Shaw, and that's when I discovered Commander Sterling, as you have mentioned. And
Yep.
it's just, as you had said, Carl, it opens up the doors for these people to be able to get into the world of pro wrestling, because there's a lot of people, the former Tyler Rex, Gabby Tuft, she's looking at
Yes.
getting back into the ring as well, and I 100% support that as well.
Oh, I support Mother as well.
Mm-hmm. And
Gabby is actually, I just want to throw out there, Gabby is actually a former interview guest of us on Turnbuckle Talk back in the beginning days. Gabe back then. Yeah, and I've been, friends with Gabby for many, many years now, and following along on the journey with them as well. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, and just as Bubba said, like he's saying there, personally, he doesn't care who you are, as long as you can wrestle safe and they're not hurting others. So as long as they're putting out good product and entertaining us, by all means, bring it on. And that's what I see with Nyla Rose every time. Like, she was one of the reasons I used to tune into AEW, because I wanted to see what she was going to do each week. And I wanted to see her win the AEW women's title. And I'm glad that I got to see that.
Right. OMD, your thoughts?
Fantastic. This is something that, really unheard of. And I don't really know how controversial it is, because we have known, maybe the casual fan didn't, but for us who have been around the wrestling world, we have known that Nyla is transgendered for a number of years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I say controversial because, yeah, just as you said, a lot of the people that maybe are casual fans or not familiar with Nyla, reading or seeing an article such as this would kind of go, "What the heck?" Right?
Yeah.
And have a very indifferent approach to it without even knowing or seeing what this person can actually do and how they actually perform.
Right.
And I'm just going to put this out there, but it's sad that, because I've seen Facebook posts talking about this, it's sad that some of the hardcore fans are like against this.
Yeah.
And I, it frustrates me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OMD, sorry, continue.
As you brought up too, as well, Gabe Tuft, Gabby Tuft, having been a former guest on the show, I was privileged enough to join you for that interview. And it's always been a question of mine is, would it make sense for Gabby to go and do a one-off match? Would it make sense for a Giselle Shaw to go and do a one-off match to really open up that door for the LGBT and the transgender community?
So I just want to clarify a little bit here. So what you're saying is that you feel that it may be beneficial for Gabby or for Giselle to openly have promoted that it is a transgender that is in the professional wrestling match. Is that, like, have it actually promoted trans pro wrestler versus?
Yes.
Okay.
To really promote it, open it up. And we know that we would welcome members of the LGBTQ community to our shows as well as, events, and we welcome them with open arms. We don't care about their preference. They're fans. They're there to enjoy it with us.
Yeah.
Then in that sense, OMD, who cares if they're trans? Don't mention that they're trans. Well, you don't have to. I mean, you can choose to, but who cares? If they want to have that match, then have that match.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how I feel about it as well. I don't think necessarily that we would need to promote it as this person's trans, you know, and kind of push it out there, because there's still really a large stigma that's around that, right? And it may kind of push away and alienate more people than it would to attract them. For myself, in the beginning with Nyla Rose, I didn't know.
Right.
I was just watching this professional, this behemoth of a woman, Nyla Rose, right? Like very reminiscent of Bertha Faye or China, you know, like you've got women of all different types, all different sizes that are out there in the world, and that's how I saw this in the beginning. Then to find out that you know she's transgender, it didn't change anything for me. It just made me kind of go, okay.
I mean,
She still works.
I mean, and I don't want to say I was indifferent. Like when I found out she was trans, I was like, okay, who cares? She's still a person. She's still a talent. She's still a great wrestler. It was the same thing with Giselle Shaw when I found. And, you know, I, like you, have followed Gabby on her journey and through her transition.
Yeah, OMD kind of reminded me of a story. Like when you guys were mentioning about finding out Nyla was trans and your guys were like, oh, okay. Kind of reminded me of a personal story where I found out one of my aunts is a part of the LGBTQ community. When she told me, all I did was, I'm like, oh, okay. And I turned around and continued playing my Sega Genesis.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me because she was still my aunt, you know?
Yeah. I had an aunt as well that was the lesbian. And I mean, didn't love her any different. She's passed away, but I didn't love her any different.
Right.
You know, in fact, she was seeing someone, and this person has sadly passed away just recently as well. But I'd call them Uncle Emma, and they loved it. They were so happy. They were ecstatic with it, because, you know, that's just kind of who they were, right? It's come on, people. You know, a person's a person.
And the reason why it irks me so much when I see it on Facebook is because, again, the family connection plus the industry I'm involved in the film industry.
Right.
There's a lot of LGBTQ people that I've worked with in the film industry, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah, definitely. Good for Nyla. Very happy for this. Very happy for her. Very happy for Pro Wrestling Eve as well. This again just kind of puts a little bit more of a light onto Pro Wrestling Eve, and good for them. I think that it is absolutely fantastic. We're gonna make our way over to something. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just going to quickly say that Pro Wrestling Eve, it made me happy to see that there are still all women's promotions out there that are doing this.
Oh, very much so. Very, very much so. I want to move now to something a little bit different. We're going to get off of the female side of things. We're going to go to corporate side of things. I want to talk a little bit about TKO, and that they've made an announcement regarding the WWE and the UFC with events to be held in Utah. Mr. Best, you brought this one to our attention. Can you elaborate a little bit more on this?
Yeah, so the WWE TKO Holdings put out a press release that, together with the Utah Sports Commission and Smith Entertainment Group, they today announced an agreement to bring 3 highly anticipated WWE and UFC events to the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. That's going to happen through 2026. They go on to mention several events here, but there's a UFC event, a possible Saturday night's main event, and a SmackDown coming. I'm trying to find the date in here, though. I did read the date, but I can't remember what it said. So just give me like 1 second here. I think it was for November 1st and November 2nd or something like that. Beginning of November for SmackDown and the Saturday night's main event. I did not catch the date of sorry, my browser's messing up here a little bit. Give me
That's okay. From what I'm
yeah,
seeing, Friday Night SmackDown on October 31st, Saturday
thank you.
night's
October
main event
31st.
on November 1st, and Friday, September 5th is when tickets go on sale. September 3rd for pre-sale. That's all that I'm seeing is just the two, the SmackDown, the Saturday night's main event. And then I'm
But
not seeing
nothing on the UFC event.
nothing for dates. But it has been shown. Let me see here quickly. No, I'm not seeing really anything about the UFC dates and when they're going to be happening at the arena at all. Yeah, just those two so far that have been announced.
But
Just the
these
two,
are
the SmackDown and Saturday Night main event.
But this is what I'm looking at when I look at things like this and I think of like TKO and what they're doing. I think this is fantastic and I'd like to see more of this for the bigger cities. But if I could add a caveat to that, maybe include Monday Night Raw to be a part of it. Just something that I thought about. Or if you're going to do these 2-night events and let's say you have a PLE, you can do it on a Sunday and then have Raw in the same city the next night. Just I started spitballing ideas in my head when I read this, and I'm like, this is actually great for not just the city of Salt Lake City, but for any other city that's angling to try and get WWE or the UFC into their hometown.
Yeah,
Right. There is precedent for this too. I mean, if we look at this deal that they struck with the city of Indianapolis, they had that deal they struck with the Honda Center in Anaheim for UFC and annual events there. We also saw it with the Evolution weekend when you had Saturday night's main event, Evolution, and then the NXT PLE all in the Atlanta area. And you're doing that takeover. So, like you said, Mr. Best, I think that would be great. I think that you want to judge how this sort of a weekend plays out before you want to make any long-term type of commitment. But I would love to see a deal like this come to a city like Toronto or a city like Grand Rapids or Detroit for us.
Yeah, somewhere a little closer for sure.
Sault Ste. Marie.
And maybe drop the ticket prices a little bit as well, because they can get quite extraordinary with their pricing.
And here's the other thing you can do with these 2-night events: introduce travel packages to these events.
Yeah,
which I do believe they have with On Location though. So they are currently doing that through On Location, but still with that, you're looking at high thousands to $12,000 to $18,000 for these packages. Now, granted, an $18,000 package is getting you, front row, the chair, all of these different things, meet and greets, whatever, VIP lanyard, all of that other stuff. But still, I don't think that something like that is worth it, unfortunately. There's
whereas
a lot.
Whereas like the travel package for WrestleMania is entirely worth it,
Right. For something like that, sure. I mean, and you're going to be looking, if you want front row or within the first 5 or 10 rows, you're looking still $20,000 a person.
Yeah.
The experience is definitely something. I had a couple friends from work actually go to this past WrestleMania in Vegas, and they had near nosebleed seats, but it still had cost them thousands for the tickets.
And I think it's I've always looked at why I've always wondered why the rise in the cost, but I've come down to the fact that it's more than likely because they've cut out live events.
It's very possible, but okay, so they now have a lot of these different sponsorships and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So you've got I'm just going to use let's say a football team for example, okay? Now this football team has people that they need to pay as well. They've got generally an arena that is theirs that they're using all the time that they have to keep upkeep with.
Yes.
Right. So they have all of these costs associated with them as well. But they're not needing to charge nearly that much. You can go to a football game, you can get, upper bowl for like, a couple $100. I was in Miami. No, not Miami. I was in where was I? Tampa?
Yeah, Tampa.
Yeah, I was in Tampa. Yeah. My travels just all kind of mixed together. Was in Tampa for a hockey game. And you guys, I showed you pictures of the seats that I had. They were great seats. They were like halfway, little lower than half. And it was like $120 a ticket.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not understanding because, okay, so even there, I'm paying $120, right? They're using this arena that they've got, right? They still have to pay all the players. They still have to pay, all the production. They still have to pay for the upkeep. They still have to pay for this. They still have to pay for travel. They still have to pay for that. They have all these things that they need to pay for, but they don't need to price out of the market like that. But why does the WWE necessarily have to do that? That's where it doesn't make sense to me.
A lot of the thing, I think. Sorry, Beth, go ahead.
When you're trying to compare NHL tickets to the WWE, that's two different animals essentially. The market in Tampa Bay for hockey isn't as hot, so tickets are going to generally be a little cheaper. If you were to say go to a Toronto Maple Leafs game or a Montreal Canadiens game, for instance, where you were seated, Carl, that's easily in their arena a $300 seat.
Okay, that's still justifiable.
It's more about like the history of the team and just what's that word I'm trying to look for?
I'm not sure, but what I'm saying, okay, so they're having to pay these hockey players.
Yeah,
some of these hockey players are getting $20,000 to $30,000 or $1 million, which is coming from sponsorships and stuff like that, right? And it's coming from the sales, and it's coming from the ticket pricing and stuff like that. So how are they able to pay them, $20 million to, let's say, 10 people that are on their team, but yet the WWE stars are not getting paid $20 million per year. They're working more and not getting paid that, but yet the WWE fans are having to spend an exorbitant amount of money to go see the events. It just boggles my mind. And I'm sorry, I know we got a little bit off track there. OMD had some thoughts that I want him to get out here first.
It actually is likely where they're getting these major cities to bid on a lot of events. One of the things that happens is when you're doing a Raw, a SmackDown, Saturday night's main event, and whether you're doing these takeovers, you have to book and pay rent on the arena for that weekend. And they're paying a daily. So, I mean, I don't know what the rent is for those types of arenas. It could be $20,000 a night.
Yeah, that's one of the possibilities. But at the same time, you said you hit the nail on the head there, OMD, when you said bidding, and it made me think about the Olympics when I remember my grandpa telling about this when they came to Montreal back in '76, and he told me just how extravagantly expensive the tickets were to go to the Olympics in '76 were. He didn't go, but he saw the ticket prices. And I think it's that whole bidding process for the city as well, because you're renting out the venue for however many nights. And then if it's like WrestleMania, then now you're looking at not just the main venue, but you're looking at the venue for the Hall of Fame now, the venue for SmackDown, for Raw, for NXT now.
Yes.
That's
And-
probably where the costs come in. But I see where Carl is also coming from, because this is
absolutely.
just a 2-night thing. Maybe consider lowering your prices, WWE, for some of those smaller cities, I'll say.
Yes. And I am going to say this too, because in comparison, the Leafs announced their season ticket prices, and to get 2 seats together in the upper bowl is $1,100 this season
For the entire season.
for one game.
For one game.
That's 2 seats though, right?
2 seats,
Yeah.
$550 a person for one game.
Wild.
And that's and that's because of who the Leafs are, right?
Yeah.
Because okay, so for instance, if I went to a Blue Jays game, we'll say it's easily $50-$60 a ticket to go to a Jays game. But if I went to a Yankees game, now we're looking at the cost of a Leafs ticket.
Yeah.
That's how sports works.
Yeah, you also pay based on whether it is a premium game.
Yeah.
Right. So a Toronto Montreal game, or as you said, a Blue Jays Yankees game, you're going to pay higher because it's a prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Mr. Best, you had mentioned the Olympics.
Mhm.
And you know what? The Olympics is a worldwide sensation that happens.
Yeah. And
Why
everybody
don't
sorry, go ahead.
why don't we go to something a little bit further away from where we are here in North America and talk about free agency that has happened as a TJPW contract has expired. Tokyo
Yeah.
Joshi Pro Wrestling has just lost a huge Joshi star. And we got some speculations on this. Maki Itoh is the one that is now currently a free agent. Mr. Best, you had a speculation on something involving Maki Itoh. Go ahead with that for a second.
Yeah, so Maki Itoh has her contract with Tokyo Joshi Pro has expired, making her a free agent. The 30-year-old's deal concluded with her show at Korakuen Hall on August 23rd, 2025. And it seems a little interesting to me that the day after, or 2 days after, we saw on Raw Adam Pearce saying to Stephanie Bakir, whose match has been canceled for Clash in Paris. She was supposed to face Naomi for the women's title, but obviously due to what I'm going to say is familial obligations for Naomi now, has been canceled.
She's pregnant.
Yes, she's pregnant. I was trying to keep it a little on there.
People get pregnant all the time. It's fine. You can say she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Carl's a dad. I'm a dad.
Can I finish my story, OMD? Thank you. So my theory now is, because of what Adam Pearce had said, he said he's working on a deal that he will have announced by next week on a match for Stephanie Bakir. And it just seemed a little convenient that this had happened. And now I'm leaning towards, what if it is just Maki Itoh that makes her presence felt? You can still book her to be this big star in the 3-4 weeks that they're going to use to build it, because I get a feeling that this match is going to happen at WrestlePalooza, whoever Stephanie Bakir takes on. I get a feeling that she could be coming to the WWE roster. Is it a possibility? Maybe not, because she also did a lot of work in AEW, and I know she's got a good relationship with Tony Khan as well. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
I don't know a whole lot about Maki Itoh other than the little bit that I have seen in AEW. So I could see her coming over, but if she's coming over, I think she's going to get interjected into that feud with the Kabuki Warriors, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. And potentially she's going to be the one that's teaming with Io Sky for what would be a phenomenal All Japan style match.
Mhm.
I think that it's going to be very, very intriguing to see where they go. There is a possibility, but I really don't think that you're going. I mean, I don't want to see somebody come in and get hot-shotted right into the title picture.
Right.
But that's where I said you can build her for the 3 or 4 weeks so that when this match finally does happen, it's a big deal. And it's not hard for WWE to do that.
No. It may be a little bit harder for them to get some footage to maybe use in a promo type of package of Maki. Now she has done some work with AEW, as you alluded to, sporadically until 2022. Recent years, she's also become an attraction with Game Changer Wrestling, where she actually had a 316-day reign as the Extreme Champion. So again, just another little thing that kind of goes maybe towards, hey, WWE, with everything that they're doing with TKO Holdings and with everything that's going on, they are kind of maybe starting to get a little bit edgier with some things. And you bring in a star like Maki Itoh, who has done, a little bit more extreme type of matches and working, to be able to go against somebody like an Asuka, who as well has done a lot of that in her past, to really make for a great series of matches between the two. And I do believe as well that there is enough time to be able to get that matchup going so that we can have a women's championship match. And yeah, it's going to be super quick, just like you said, OMD. It's going to be very, very quick. And maybe not everybody is going to be very appreciative of that. But if they do promo packages and things properly, they can really make it something that people want to see and must see.
And if you look at it this way, it's 3 to 4 weeks, but in those 3 to 4 weeks, each week they've got 3 different shows. So that's 12 shows that you can actually promote this on. Because I know NXT does say, hey, look at what happened on Raw. SmackDown does the same thing. Raw does that for NXT and SmackDown every once in a while. So these you can easily do these packages, and you can still use SmackDown, for instance, to promote Maki Itoh to go to Raw or whatever. And it would get the viewers over to Raw to see this woman,
Yeah.
But
We
you
have
did
got
mention, Carl.
go ahead.
Carl, about how hard it could be to get footage. WWE has used footage from Game Changer in the past, so
Right. They definitely have. But you do have to approach, you do have to ask, you do have to, make sure that the permissions are there.
Yes.
And sometimes there's just not enough time to be able to do that quickly. So that's why I say it might not, kind of. Yeah.
Believe me, I know about getting permissions and how long it takes to get a response on things.
Yeah. We have a few more news stories to go through before the top of the hour here. I'm going to cut one out today because I want us to get a little bit more information on this topic before we discuss it. And it's nothing to it's WrestlePalooza. Everybody's heard, like, all the information we really have right now is that WrestlePalooza is happening. All right, but we don't really know a whole lot more, and I want us to be able to maybe get, hey, this a match and this match and this match, and get what's going to be announced before we fully talk about WrestlePalooza, so that we can fit these other topics in here.
Yeah, all we do is we have a date and a location.
Right.
Yeah,
that's it. So we're going to put that one on the back burner for right now. We're going to move forward with some breaking news that OMD brought to us at the top of the hour. And I think that it is absolutely huge news, and that there may have to be some backpedaling. First, I'm going to read to you what this person wrote on their Instagram story. It says, "You're a disrespectful dirtbag. Birmingham wouldn't pee on you if you were on fire. Birmingham forever. Shame on the WWE for allowing such things to be said about my father and his home." Kelly Osbourne is not happy. Why is she not happy, OMD?
The comments that Becky Lynch made last night on Raw in Birmingham, saying that, you know, the only good thing to come out of Birmingham died a month ago, and even he left Birmingham to live in Los Angeles, a real town.
So this is exactly what was said. Becky Lynch had said the only good thing to come out of here died a month ago. But in fairness to Ozzy Osbourne, he had the good sense to move to LA, a proper city, because if I had lived in Birmingham, I'd die too. Some pretty harsh words. Too soon? Too soon? Maybe?
A little bit, but here's the flip side of that. Ozzy would have been like, do it. I guarantee you Ozzy would have said, do it. And I guarantee you, Kelly Osbourne is in on this right now, and she's doing this just to get a little bit more heat on Becky Lynch, because Kelly would be doing that. Kelly would be do that too. Yeah, she's also a very heated woman, Kelly, because she gets very hot on a lot of situations. If you ever watched her on her the talk show she does, I can't remember. I think it's The View or one of those talk shows. At the same time, as I had said, I know Ozzy, Sharon, and Jack, at least, and Kelly. I know that they would do this just to spur the moment, as it were. So it's just to me, all this is just getting a little bit more heat on Becky, a little bit more of that well-deserved heat that she needs to get to continue her heel run.
We will definitely have to see. It definitely could be going towards that. Again, this was put out there moments before we went live here on this show. So that's really all we have on that right now. OMD, this one was your story that you brought to us. Do you have anything else you want to add to this?
From a segment that happened with Wrestling Observer newsletter today, they have said that WWE is considering a formal public apology for Becky Lynch's comments on Ozzy Osbourne. Of course, I keep getting ads coming up over the article.
Yeah, I mean that's really about the entire gist of it, is that the WWE, that there is discussion within the company about apologizing for the remarks that were made. We'll have to see if that happens or not. If it does happen, then maybe this was just this was a shoot, not a work. It's very possible.
Yeah.
I mean, Bubba's saying it's all a shoot. I don't know at that point. And this is kind of what I like about this era of professional wrestling that we're in right now. A lot of things right now are very kayfabe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
risen from the dead, kayfabe is back.
I mean, look at Seth Rollins. Enough said there with that injury, with the injury.
Yep.
We all thought it was legitimate, and then he comes back and cashes in the Money in the Bank, and now he's the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
Right? Like, definitely we're going to be following that story, though. And if the WWE does make an announcement or an apology on this, we may, kind of see things a little bit differently. But we may not either.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, up for all of you. I think all of you should definitely join us and leave your comments. Do you believe that this entire situation involving the WWE and the Osbourne family is a work or a shoot? If you're unfamiliar with those terms, a work meaning it's it's happening as if it's supposed to happen, or a shoot, is that Becky Lynch just went out on her own and decided to say some comments that the WWE was not aware of to be happening, and that it's caused a legitimate pain to the family. We'll definitely have to see what happens in that situation. Before we get into our last two topics, I want to make sure that everybody knows that we are a community here. We have so many different things that are being done on this channel, and I'm going to play you just a couple of videos to let you know a little bit about each thing that's happening here.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday we go TNA when we brace for Impact at 7:55 p.m. Eastern. Friday we secure all details as we answer the call for the SmackDown security detail at 8 p.m. Eastern. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Sundays be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Eastern. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
And turnbucklestudios.org is where you can go. www.turnbucklestudios.org, where you can find out a lot more information about what is happening within the world of Turnbuckle Studios. And his name is John Cena. That's right. We have a little bit more John Cena news here for everyone. We're going to go through this one quickly so that we can get to our main topic of the night, because I want to spend a couple minutes on this one. So guys, if you don't mind, I'm just going to run through these dates for everyone, and then we can make our way to the main topic. WWE has announced the list of dates that are left in John Cena's career. We've already gone through the August 22nd SmackDown. We've got the August 29th SmackDown. August 31st is going to be Clash in Paris versus Logan Paul. September 5th is SmackDown. September 15th is going to be Raw. September 20th, WrestlePalooza. October 11th, WWE's Crown Jewel. November 29th, Survivor Series. And then December 13th, the retirement match at Saturday night's main event. We don't have very much more information on the main event right now. Just know that it is happening December 13th with no location available for now. So we got a lot of Cena in August and September. We get one date in October, one date in November, and one date in December. An era is ending. John Cena will officially be retiring.
Yeah. And I just want to say December 13th, we have to do a PLE patrol for that. There's no question about that. We have to.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. The retirement match, for sure. 100%
Yeah.
We would have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the quick update on that for now. Guys, it's time. We got about 10 minutes to get through this next topic, so let's make our way into our showstopper segment.
On his feet. Oh my God in heaven!
This one here for us is kind of big because it's in the mainstream news, it's absolutely everywhere right now. We are talking about a wrestler from Knox Pro, Psycho Stu. Critically injured. Stuart Smith injured by Raja Jackson, son of Rampage Jackson. We're still getting a lot of the details coming in, but we do know that as of right now, there is a police investigation that is going to be forthcoming into this situation. There's just, oh my goodness, there is just so much that's happening right now. On Kick, a streaming platform, they were broadcasting the incident live and showed several other wrestlers coming to Smith's aid and needing to restrain Jackson from inflicting further injury. Some are saying that this is a work. Some are saying that this is a shoot. Rampage Jackson coming out, releasing his own statement on this as well. This has just become a huge cluster to the point that Knox Pro is even removed from WWE's talent recruitment website after this incident, meaning that Knox Pro, a professional wrestling company that is ran by Rikishi, is no longer part of the WWE ID. As of Monday, August 25th, all references to Knox Pro promotion and its training academy have been removed from the talent recruitment website. Guys, let's get your thoughts on this. Let's start OMD.
I actually saw the video that led to this. And I understand that, supposedly there was a worked receipt that was built into all of this, but it just got out of control too fast.
Right.
In the video that I saw, they had to get Psycho Stu and Raja Jackson separated outside before even entering the venue, with Raja Jackson using very colorful language to say, "I will mess you up."
Yeah.
For me, I think that Knox Pro, after that situation, probably should have removed Psycho Stu from the building, because in this case, they did not protect their talent. They did not protect their fans. Because, what would have happened had it been a fan that accidentally tripped and spilled a beer on him? What if it would have been a fan who got knocked into him purely by accident?
Now, we did talk a little bit earlier about kayfabe and how kayfabe is very much alive. Unfortunately, I think in this situation, the workers that were there should have maybe used a little bit of that as well when they noticed that there were cameras and, kind of stopped what they were doing and decided to maybe ask, who are you? What are you filming for? What's going on right now? Is this part of the show? Right? Because the original video shows that, there's guys that are before the show outside. They're drinking. They're having alcoholic beverages. Raja was hit with a beer can over the head.
Yeah.
So that doesn't look very good either.
No.
Right? Because now you're going to be going, do I want to go and support this person or support this company when I know that their wrestlers are just coming out drunk?
Yeah.
Right? Mr. Best, what do you say?
I'm glad you clarified that one because OMD, sorry, but the way you worded it didn't clarify anything because it just sounded like Raja just started everything to me because I didn't see the video. And in that case, I was thinking, like, why remove Psycho Stu when he's the one who's booked on the show when you could remove Raja? And in that sense, you probably could still remove Raja from the show and you still would have had a wrestling show. I was going to say a safe wrestling show, but if you're drunk, then that's not a safe wrestling show.
No.
Now, I'm not saying that anybody was drunk. I'm just saying that that's the perception that people are now going to have.
Yes. Because again, I'm reminded of something like, and God rest his soul, but when they brought Scott Hall out to the ring when he was very inebriated
Yeah.
for that one event.
Yeah.
But altogether, this whole thing completely unprofessional. Completely.
Yeah.
If there was some sort of heat, and again, if you had Stu booked on the show, which he was, because he was wrestling a match when when the second situation inside the ring had happened,
Yeah.
you should have removed Raja from the show. That's just my point of view. Because again, I'm thinking back to I'm going to go a little bit backstage with CWE, but Carl, do you remember that fan that was that tried to get in at the last show that you and I were at?
Yeah.
For those who don't know, there was a fan who showed up and they threatened to kill everybody, which threatened the safety of the wrestlers and the fans.
Yep.
Yes.
So quick action, we got that person out. And I believe they're not allowed to back at CWE. So
no, they're not.
I mean, like you said, Carl, like Raja was hit with a beer can because again, he wasn't informed and he thought Raja was a worker.
Right.
So
yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
And Raja was invited to the show by one of the wrestlers.
Yes. Correct. And he was invited there and he was invited backstage and all of this stuff. He definitely was invited. But everybody should have been aware. Everybody should have been told about that as well.
Yeah.
I want to get to Bubba's comment here. He says, but Jackson did get the sorries from the worker, from Stu, from the can problem. But Jackson, and before he went in the ring, he was on the phone, yes, doing live streaming onto Kick, getting amped up, and he went off script. Again, yeah, 100%. I believe he went off script. Yes, he was told, "Hey, you can get your receipt. Okay, like cool. We'll get you involved. You'll be part of the show. This is how we're going to do it. This is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do." But it did not end up that way.
No.
That's the biggest thing.
My personal opinion, if it was a booked situation, he went way too far on it.
Right. He definitely did. Yes. I believe that he definitely did. Nobody in their right mind would be like, yeah, just come on in here and beat the crap out of me. Like, that's not going to happen. Right.
And to your point, Carl, in a booking situation, I'm looking at this as if I were the booker and I booked this story. If he was coming in as the fan, I think I would have booked it so that the wrestlers in the back come out and separate the thing. I think that's how I would have booked it, and that clearly was not the case because I saw the second half of the video where he got in the ring.
Right.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case, and that's actually something that we with the old Sioux area wrestling had done. We did a situation some years ago where we had a fan enter a rumble that we were hosting.
Yeah.
And then it turned into all the wrestlers in the ring. We booked all the wrestlers in the ring to immediately get on the fan and throw him out. That's what we did.
Right.
Yeah. We're definitely going to be following this as well. This is a new story within the last just a little while. Last few days, this has come out. So we're definitely going to be following that. Remember, everybody, if you want to get yourself some merchandise, just like the Turnbuckle Talk shirt that I have on right now, make sure that you're checking out our shop. That is at carlcarufel.redbubble.com. That is KARLKARUFEL.redbubble.com. And you can get yourself some merchandise to support all the shows and all the things that happen here as well. We are out of time. We have got about 10 seconds left in this. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for holding everything down. I am very thankful to each and every one of you. This has been amazing. Continuing on, we are now officially into overtime, and I apologize for that. We're trying to keep things to an hour here with this show. I do want to apologize as well to our friends over on Facebook. If you had to come and catch us in a different platform, Facebook did not get the entire video. They only got about 4 minutes, little less than 4 minutes of the video, as I just checked, and there's only about 4 minutes of it that was there on that page. Make sure you're checking us out, turnbucklestudios.org. That's where you can find all the latest from the shows here with Turnbuckle Studios. And you can even send us an email to become part of the Turnbuckle affiliation program. You never know where you might be able to help out with these shows. For Chris Best, for OMD, and for myself, Carl Carafel, thank you for being here with us again today. And remember, everyone, the world's a scary place. Take care of each other.
Flagship show setting the tone. In the world of wrestling, we stand alone. With news and reviews, we lead the way. Turnbuckle Talk every day. Turnbuckle Talk every day.